The day I buried my brother, my heart wasn't just broken. It was shattered into a million pieces. As I stood by his casket, trying to remember how to breathe, his wife, my sister-in-law, Clara, walked up to me, her eyes cold as ice. "What are you doing here, Parker?" she hissed. "You have no right to grieve. You were never there for him." Her words were a slap in the face, each one a fresh wave of pain on top of my already immense sorrow. The rest of my family stood behind her, their faces a mixture of judgment and disdain. They whispered about how I'd moved away, how I hadn't visited enough, painting me as the distant, uncaring sister. I wanted to scream that they didn't know the full story, that my brother and I spoke every single day, that our bond was deeper than they could ever imagine. But my throat was tight with unshed tears, and their cold stares silenced me. I felt like an intruder at my own brother's funeral, an outcast in my own family. Clara made a show of her grief, leaning heavily on our parents, accepting condolences while shooting daggers at me. They saw her as the grieving widow and me as a heartless stranger. The pain was unbearable. I almost walked away, ready to disappear and mourn my brother in solitude, away from their cruel accusations. But then, I remembered a promise I made to him, a promise to be strong. Later that week, the family gathered for the reading of the will. I wasn't even invited, but I showed up anyway. I walked into the lawyer's office, and the room fell silent. Clara scoffed, "Still trying to get something, Parker? There's nothing for you." The lawyer cleared his throat and began. He went through the house, the cars, all going to Clara, just as everyone expected. He handed it to me. My hands trembled as I opened it. It was my brother's familiar handwriting. "Parker," it read, "you were my best friend, my rock. I know they don't understand our bond, but we did. Please use this to live the life we always talked about. Build your dream, and don't let anyone ever make you feel small. I love you." Tears finally streamed down my face, but this time, they weren't just tears of sorrow. They were tears of love and vindication. I looked up at my stunned family, their judgment replaced by shock and greed. I didn't say a word. I just folded the letter, stood up, and walked out, leaving them to their silence. My brother had given me the final word, and it was a future they couldn't touch. And that was the most beautiful revenge of all.